Welcome in, beautiful souls, my lovely divine feminine. In tonight's live premiere, we're going to be talking about 3 tips to fully embody your high value feminine energy. And I want to dive right in. So let's go ahead and talk about number 1, releasing being a people pleaser. Yes, you watching this. I myself am a reformed people pleaser, still being tested daily in business and in relationships. So, what I want you to become aware of is yourself. When people are stealing your energy or abusing or misusing your time, your value, you, my lovely divine feminine, are the common denominator in all of those situations. So that self-awareness of being a people pleaser is going to be a game changer for you. Now, people pleasing is the antithesis or the villain in every divine feminine's energetic force field. That means that you cannot rest and be open and ready to receive as a divine feminine if you are in a perpetual state of people pleasing. You see, when you try to control everyone around you's perception of you, you're letting down that number 1 person in your life. You. You are, in fact, trying to manipulate a situation or control it by letting others only see you in a certain light. And often this stems from our childhood, our past relationships, but that's for an entire different video. So, what I want to talk about is how in business, in love, in partnerships, this people pleasing can rear its ugly head or show up. Being too available didn't grow my business, it didn't grow my bank account, and it certainly didn't grow my financial freedom, aka the freedom of my time, which, if you're an entrepreneur or a businesswoman or just a busy woman in general, you know that your time is your most valuable asset. Being a people pleaser in business meant that I was attracting people who didn't want to invest in what I had to offer, but they still wanted exclusive access to me. This exclusive access looked like wanting to personally email me to have direct communication off of the social platform in which I was giving my free expertise. This also looked like people feeling comfortable to ask for my phone number. This also looked like people asking to have one-on-one, almost personal coaching sessions with me without offering any value or being willing to purchase my services in return. And of course, my personal favorite, attracting the energy vampires. You know the ones who show up in all of your free courses, your free lives, to ask you very Googleable questions that they could easily access if they put in the effort, but they have no intention of putting the action behind. So instead, they come to you to siphon every ounce of energy you have without offering anything in return. Energy vampires to me are the worst because they're cloaked as your biggest supporters. But when it comes time to actually book your service or provide value in exchange for what you're offering, they're nowhere to be found. These energy vampires, they come across very needy. They can sense that you are a very giving soul, a knowledgeable soul, possibly an empath and a spiritual healer. And it isn't until tip number 2, you set better boundaries, that they will stop trying to siphon every ounce of your energy for free. Now, in setting better boundaries, I've said it in many of videos, but I'm going to say it again. The only people who are going to be upset with you for setting better boundaries are those who used to benefit from your lack thereof. Yeah, I said it. Don't worry about being a people pleaser. Don't worry about their reaction to your newfound respect level of standard for yourself. Maybe as an empath or as a divine feminine, you're really good at giving advice amongst your friend group, amongst your family members, and people often come to you for that divine wisdom that you have to offer. And now, this very much can look like people pleasing, people coming to you saying, you just give so much, you really go above and beyond. And it feeds that ego within you. And it also helps to feed that harmony that you're searching for, that need to not want to rock the boat. But the issue with this is that people will come to you with their traumas, their drama, their bad days. And yes, any good friendship is going to have reciprocity, bad days, and problems and issues to work through. But when someone comes to you for the 100th time this year, just dumping all of their negative energy on you, I want you to take a moment to think about why that is. Now, of course, I'm sure it's because you do give that great, wise, worldly, sage advice. But truthfully, the matter of the fact is that you're there to listen. You're picking up their phone call and you're allowing yourself to receive their negative energy. And because of this, they're going to be a repeat offender. They know that in any given situation, they can call you, offload their negative energy, and that they're going to leave that conversation feeling better about themselves. But where does that leave you? That leaves you gas tank on empty, cup less than half full, and needing to recharge your energy just to go about your daily activities, especially if you're that empath. This often looks like taking on the burdens of everyone around you and then wondering why your life in love, business, finance is stagnant, wheels constantly spinning in the mud. And it's because you're allowing your energy, your life force to leak out to everyone around you, leaving so little left for yourself. And remember, as a divine feminine, we are meant to receive, and we can give the best versions of ourselves only when our cups are first full. And this brings me to the airplane analogies. I'm going to give you two of them. The first you've heard. Put your mask on before you try to save the person next to you. You are no good if you aren't alive. You are no good if you have no energy to give to other people. So put that mask on yourself first. Now, the second airplane analogy that I absolutely love is I want you to pretend you're TSA. Yes, that divine feminine black cat energy that make sure your water bottles are dumped, laptops out, shoes off. They're setting all the standards for you to be able to travel and fly with them. So I want you to start behaving like TSA. Matter of fact, I want you to be Spirit Airlines. I know. Wait a minute. You got to hear me out on this one. When you see that repeat offender heading towards you with their large luggage full of drama and negativity, you have two options. Let them pass on through that line, loading up their negative energy onto your airplane, onto your airline, or you hit them with the spirit. Your luggage looks a bit oversized. I'm going to need you to pay more for that. Or better yet, I don't think that bag meets the requirements or the measurements for you to fly with that. So I'm going to need you to check that bag. In other words, you either deny them access to fly with you or you charge them an expedited fee for flying with all of that trauma. And remember, it's your airline. You reserve the right to refuse their business. Now for our third and final tip for embodying that high value divine feminine energy. And this one is possibly the most important. Keep your promises to yourself. If you say you're going to start a new fitness program, you're going to eat better, or you're going to leave that 9 to 5 and start a business next year, but you keep saying that and you never follow through with actions. Well, then you're not keeping your promises to yourself, and you're wondering why other people show up in your life and they fall short. You see, as creators of our reality, we often receive what we reflect out into the world, meaning that our 3D experiences are simply a mirror projecting to us what we've been projecting to others. So when relationships show up and they fall through on their promises or they lie, I want you to become self aware and ask yourself, where in my life have I not been following through? Where in my life have I told myself lies that are keeping me stuck and stagnant to where I'm at currently? And now this can also be in business. Maybe you attract that energy vampire, needy client who goes above and beyond to get every ounce they can get from you, but they only want to pay the bare minimum. Or even worse, the client who, even with your discounted price, asks for a coupon. So if you find yourself attracting partners or clients in business who constantly give you the runaround or the at a future date, I will do insert this thing. It's time that you take a look at your own behaviors. Where have you failed to show up for yourself in your own life? Where have you been giving too much and receiving so little in return? Because whether it is a tiny white lie, when you lie to yourself, you signal to your environment and to the world that it is okay to lie to you. And now, on the positive side, as you become better at keeping your promises, better at showing up as the healthiest version of you in your appearance, your fitness, your spiritual practices, as you get better at showing up for yourself, you will then attract in that partner, those clients who are ready and willing to pay your full worth and value without asking for a discount. So, a recap of those 3 tips for embodying high value feminine energy. Number 1, release the need to people please. Number 2, set better boundaries. And number 3, and possibly the most important, keep your promises to yourself. People treat you how you treat you. That being said, if you stuck around to the end of this video, I can tell that you're ready to elevate your feminine magnetism. You're ready to fully embody that high value feminine energy, to stop chasing and start attracting your goals and your desires, whether in business, love, or simply everyday life. If you're interested in one-on-one feminine alchemy coaching with yours truly, click the link in the pinned comment as well as the description and schedule your feminine alchemy consult call. Let's see if we're a good fit to work together, what those goals are, and how we can work to make them happen as you rest and receive in your divine feminine energy. Now, a personal tip from me as well is you may have noticed that I have been shifting my content. I myself am still working on being that reformed people pleaser. Oftentimes, as a spiritual teacher and healer, I want to give so much of myself to everyone. But I realized in doing that, I had been letting, number 1, myself down. I wasn't attracting my ideal clients, and I was giving so much of myself for so little reciprocity in return. My live schedule moving forward in November is going to be every Wednesday. So I did 3 solid months of every Wednesday and Saturday, and the wheels are turning, it's moving, it's growing. But now I want to focus on quality over quantity. Sometimes more is exactly that. It's just more. So instead of giving you 2 lives a week with so much research and time and energy that goes into those 2 lives, I want to make sure I show up once a week, every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, so we can engage with each other in the live chat. I will be doing an even mix of live premieres as well as lives. So I will always let you know in the title, but you can expect to join me in the live chat every single Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. If it's a live premiere, we'll watch it in real time together and engage in the chat. If it's an actual live, we can engage a bit in the chat, but I will be live on camera to do a bit of Q&A or to talk about the topics of the week. But if you really want to dive deeper with me, I am reserving my high value energy for my coaching clients. So if you're interested in that divine feminine alchemy coaching, click the link in my bio, the description, or in the pinned comment below, because there is no better time to invest in yourself. Until next time, beautiful souls, I am sending you all peace, love, sensuality, and divine feminine elevation. Namaste. You know it. For Sunday.